Welcome back to the Memory Lounge, where we take a nostalgic journey through the past and explore how history continues to shape who we are today. Today we're stepping back into the iconic 60s, a time of bold fashion, groundbreaking innovation, and unforgettable memories. But did you know that some once essential items from that groovy era have faded into obscurity? From everyday gadgets to once necessary conveniences, these relics have been replaced by the advancements of modern life. Let's dive in and discover the items that once ruled the world, but are now a thing of the past. In the 60s, corsets and girdles were a staple in women's wardrobes across the United States. These undergarments were essential for achieving the fashionable silhouette of the time: a slim waist, smooth hips, and a well-defined figure. Although corsets had been around for centuries, girdles became the new go-to shapewear during the mid-20th century, marking a shift in fashion and practicality. By the 60s, the traditional lace-up corset had already taken a back seat to more modern girdles made of elastic materials like latex and spandex. Unlike the rigid corsets of earlier decades, girdles provided compression and support, while allowing for slightly more flexibility. Women wore them under skirts, dresses, and fitted clothes to smooth out their bodies and hold nylons, stockings in place with built-in garter clips. Prominent brands like Playtex, Warner's, and Gossard dominated the market. Playtex, for example, introduced its living girdle, an elastic girdle that promised comfort and a breathable feel thanks to advancements in synthetic fabrics. The marketing campaigns were direct. Every woman needed a girdle to look polished and put together. Celebrity endorsements in Hollywood also played a role. Actresses like Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor were celebrated for their curves, fueling the demand for undergarments that could achieve a similar look. By the 70s, the girdle was largely replaced by lighter, more comfortable alternatives like control-top pantyhose and slimmer body shapers. Corsets became limited to niche fashion, costume wear, or fetish culture. Cigarette commercials were a staple of American television. For decades, these ads played a significant role in how Americans viewed smoking, with prominent brands like Marlboro, Camel, and Lucky Strike dominating the airwaves. With catchy jingles, appealing visuals, and the promise of relaxation or social connection, these commercials were designed to appeal to a wide audience, often presenting smoking as a normal and even desirable part of daily life. During this time, cigarette companies spent millions to secure prime advertising spots during popular shows. Ads often featured smooth-talking actors, stylish settings, and the allure of cool, sophisticated lifestyles. For instance, Marlboro famously used rugged cowboys to create an image of strength and independence, while brands like Lucky Strike emphasized a sense of ease and simplicity. However, as time went on, the dangers of smoking became undeniable. Scientific studies began to link smoking to serious health risks, including lung cancer, heart disease, and respiratory issues. By the late 60s, public awareness campaigns and government regulation began to push for restrictions on cigarette advertising. In 1971, cigarette ads were banned from television altogether, a turning point that signaled a dramatic shift in public perception and the way smoking was marketed. In the 60s, soda fountains were everywhere in the United States. Found in drugstores, diners, and ice cream parlors, soda fountains were the go-to spots for a cold drink, a quick snack, and social gatherings. A soda fountain was a machine that dispensed carbonated water mixed with flavored syrups. It served drinks like root beer, cherry soda, and lemon-lime fizz. Unlike the bottled sodas we know today, these drinks were made fresh on the spot. Popular options included the classic Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and specialty drinks like egg creams and ice cream floats. The machines themselves were often eye-catching, made of shiny chrome with colorful knobs and levers. Behind the counter stood a soda jerk, a nickname for the workers who jerked the handle to release soda water. They wore white uniforms and caps, adding to the soda fountain's signature look. A glass of soda cost only a few cents, making it a popular choice for kids, teenagers, and adults. Brands like Coca-Cola and Pepsi benefited from this popularity. Coca-Cola, for example, heavily promoted its syrup to soda fountains. Drugstore chains and diners saw soda fountains as ways to attract customers and boost sales. By the late 1960s, soda fountains began to disappear. Companies shifted their focus to bottled and canned sodas. People no longer needed to visit a soda fountain when they could grab a soda at the grocery store. In the 60s, cars were quite different from what we drive today. One unique feature that many drivers used to rely on was vacuum-operated windshield wipers. Unlike modern cars that have electric wipers controlled by switches, vacuum-operated wipers used the engine's vacuum to power them. Back then, these wipers were common in American-made vehicles, especially those from the big three automakers, Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler. Brands like Chevrolet, Ford, and Plymouth were known for equipping their vehicles with this type of wiper system. When the engine was running, it created a vacuum. This vacuum was then used to operate the wipers. However, if the engine slowed down or was under stress, like when going uphill or accelerating, the vacuum pressure would drop. This resulted in the wipers slowing down or even stopping altogether. Aside from the inconvenience, vacuum-operated wipers were not exactly reliable. The system often required constant maintenance, and small leaks or cracks could render them useless. Over time, automakers realized the limitations and shifted toward electric-powered wipers, which offered more consistent performance regardless of engine speed. Electric wipers could be controlled independently, allowing them to function smoothly in all driving conditions. Additionally, improvements in materials and engineering led to systems that were more durable and less prone to mechanical failure. In the 60s, mail-order catalogs were a staple in American households. Companies like Sears, Montgomery Ward, and J.C. Penney dominated the scene, offering a wide range of products, from clothing and appliances to toys and furniture, delivered right to your doorstep. The Sears catalog, for instance, was a cultural icon. With its thick, glossy pages filled with everything from tools to the latest fashion trends, it became a household necessity. Families would eagerly wait for the new edition to arrive, often dog-earing pages or marking items they wished to purchase. For many, flipping through these catalogs was a ritual, whether for practical shopping or simply dreaming about the possibilities. Montgomery Ward's catalog, on the other hand, provided a similar service with a focus on quality and variety. From garden tools to appliances, their extensive offerings allowed people to customize their homes and lifestyles without leaving home. However, by the 90s, the rise of the internet began to overshadow the traditional mail-order model. Online shopping offered convenience, faster delivery, and a broader selection. Brands adapted, moving towards e-commerce, and soon, physical catalogs became less relevant. Additionally, the increased prevalence of credit cards and secure payment methods made purchasing online more accessible and safer. In the 60s, American cars were known for their size, style, and bold designs. With wide Whitewall tires and large chrome bumpers, these vehicles were as much a fashion statement as they were a means of transportation. Curb feelers were thin metal rods attached to the lower edges of a car, usually near the wheel wells. They extended outward and downward, designed to alert drivers when their tires were getting too close to the curb. As the car approached the edge of the road, the metal rods would scrape against the curb, making a distinct sound. This simple signal helped drivers avoid scuffing their expensive Whitewall tires or damaging the vehicle's bodywork. Curb feelers offered a practical solution for drivers navigating tight parking spaces or parallel parking on city streets. Brands like Fulton, a well-known manufacturer of automotive accessories, produced curb feelers that could be easily installed and adjusted. They were inexpensive and widely available, sold at auto parts stores across the country. Despite their popularity in the 60s, curb feelers began to fade from use by the late 20th century. Advancements in tire technology, such as radial tires with reinforced sidewalls, reduced the need for extra protection. The rise of modern parking aids like backup cameras, proximity sensors, and self-parking systems made curb feelers obsolete. In the 60s, bubble-top helmets were a striking design that captured the futuristic vision of the era. These helmets, characterized by their clear, domed structure, were inspired by advancements in space exploration and a fascination with science fiction. They were seen in various contexts, from experimental aviation gear to Hollywood productions and even children's toys. NASA played a significant role in promoting the aesthetic, as astronauts in the Mercury and Gemini programs used pressure suits with helmet designs that resembled a bubble-top structure. Commercially, bubble-top helmets appeared in motorcycle and aviation gear. Brands like Bell Helmets experimented with domed visors to enhance visibility and protection. Some designs were intended for pilots, offering protection while maintaining a lightweight structure. However, their widespread application in everyday use was limited due to practicality concerns, including ventilation issues and fragility. Films like 2001, A Space Odyssey, and TV shows such as Lost in Space featured characters wearing similar helmets, reinforcing their association with advanced technology and outer space. Toy companies also adopted the trend, producing bubble-top helmet replicas for children, often marketed alongside space-themed playsets. Some high-end fashion shows incorporated space-age helmets as part of their collections, reflecting the public's enthusiasm for futuristic aesthetics. By the late 60s, bubble-top helmets began to fade from practical use and popular culture. Advancements in helmet technology prioritized safety and functionality, leading to designs with improved ventilation, sturdier materials, and better impact resistance. Portable record players with handles became a popular household item in the United States. These devices were designed for convenience, allowing music lovers to enjoy their favorite records anywhere they went. Compact and easy to carry, they bridge the gap between home entertainment systems and mobility. RCA, for example, introduced models like the RCA Victor 45 EY3, a self-contained unit specifically for 45 RPM records. Another major player was Columbia, which marketed record players like the GP3 that could handle a variety of record sizes, from 33 to 78 RPMs. Brands like Emerson and Zenith also competed by offering durable, lightweight models that featured built-in speakers. Many were made of molded plastic, which reduced weight while providing durability. They typically featured a built-in handle for easy transport, and some even included snap-lock lids to protect the turntable and stylus when not in use. Most units ran on batteries or could be plugged into a wall outlet, adding to their versatility. Rock and roll, Motown, and the British invasion fueled a massive surge in record sales, and portable players allowed fans to enjoy hits from artists like the Beatles and the Supremes outside their living rooms. These devices became common at picnics, parties, and dorm rooms. Despite their popularity, portable record players began to fade from use in the 70s. The introduction of compact cassette players, such as the Sony Walkman, provided a more convenient and durable option for music on the go. Stationary exercise belts were a common sight in gyms, spas, and even some homes across the United States. These machines, often called vibrating belt massagers, were designed to shake the body using a motorized belt wrapped around the user's waist, hips, or thighs. Advertisements at the time claimed they could help people lose weight, tone muscles, and improve overall health, all without breaking a sweat. The machine consisted of a sturdy stand, a motor, and a wide elastic belt that was looped around the area the user wanted to target. The motor caused the belt to vibrate or oscillate rapidly, supposedly shaking away fat and toning muscles. Users would simply stand still while the machine did the work. Popular brands included the VitaMaster, MasaSlim, and Trim-O-Matic, which marketed their devices as easy and effortless ways to stay in shape. Women, in particular, were targeted by manufacturers through advertising campaigns in magazines and on television. Images of slim, stylish women using these machines reinforced the idea that vibrating belts could help achieve the ideal body shape. Gyms and health spas featured these machines prominently, often lining them up in rows for patrons to use. Despite their popularity, stationary exercise belts began to lose favor in the 70s as scientific research on fitness and weight loss advanced. Studies showed that the machines did little to burn calories or reduce fat, undermining the claims made by manufacturers. Whitewall tires were a defining feature of American cars in the 60s, symbolizing style, luxury, and status. These tires had a distinctive white stripe or band on their sidewalls, contrasting sharply with the black rubber. The concept of Whitewall tires originated in the 1910s, but they gained widespread popularity in the 50s and peaked during the 60s. By this time, nearly every major car brand offered vehicles equipped with white walls. Automakers such as Cadillac, Lincoln, and Chevrolet used white walls to emphasize elegance in their designs. Luxury cars, like the Cadillac Eldorado and Lincoln Continental, often featured these tires as standard equipment. Creating white wall tires was labor-intensive. The process involved adding a layer of white rubber, often made from zinc oxide, to the sidewall of the tire during production. Brands like Goodyear, Firestone, and B.F. Goodrich led the industry in producing these tires. Goodyear's Double Eagle line was a prominent example, featuring white walls tailored for premium vehicles. Firestone's Deluxe Champion line also offered options with wide and narrow white stripes, catering to evolving customer preferences. By the late 60s and early 70s, Whitewall tires began to decline in popularity. Automobiles moved toward minimalist designs, favoring solid black tires that match the sleek lines of newer cars. Thanks for joining us on this trip down memory lane to explore the once essential items from the 60s that are now completely obsolete. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and share your favorite 60s throwback. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on more fascinating content. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the past with us.